So Palia is almost 1 year old now, and I thought to myself, is it worth revisiting now a year later? Usually when a game comes out, it's got the huge hype when it comes out, and then it kind of dies down, and you have the hardcore fans left over, and no one really touches it after that. So I thought, let's explore it and let's see, is Palia worth coming back to after 1 year? Or even if you missed it when it originally came out, is it worth starting for the first time after 1 year? So let's take a look at it. At first glance, Palia might look like your bog standard life simulator game. You log in every day, you talk to people, you flirt with people, you grow crops, in and out, and then it gets boring after a little bit. And honestly, that's kind of why I stopped playing it at first too. Like, I experienced the game. I did the hunting you were supposed to do, I talked to the people, I got my friendships up, and it kind of felt like there wasn't just a whole lot to keep me playing every single day. And I can safely say, after coming back after a year of not playing, there is so much to do. They have been non-stop improving this game for the past year, and you can tell the passion is showing through, and they're continuing to provide quality updates for people who really enjoy the game and want people to be able to enjoy their vision of the game. The single greatest thing I can point out is the thing that sets this game apart from other games is that it's meant to be an MMO. It's meant to be online. You're meant to share the space, the resources, everything with other people. But that didn't really translate over to the game when it first came out. Resources weren't exactly shared. If you mined a node, other people couldn't mine that node. So it ended up turning this thing where people would say, okay, well, there's this rare node up, a bunch of people come, everyone gets one hit on it, and we can all share it, but it made it frustrating and hard to coordinate. Since that time, they've implemented it where if you're in a party, everything is shared as long as you're close to each other, as well as if you mine a node, other people can run over later and mine that same node as long as it's within a certain amount of time. On top of that, they've added flares so you can easily say, hey, there's something rare here, and anyone on the map can see where that flare is and run directly to it rather than having to try and stick around for frustrating directions. If you don't know the map, maybe you don't know how to get there, the flare solves all those problems and was a great addition to the game. And that's why I gotta say, this game is so good and continues to be good because they're listening to the community and they're saying, this is what the community wants, this is what the community gets. The other huge complaint was storage. People felt like they didn't have enough storage, and they have vastly improved storage, backpack space, and even given us a hunting pouch so you have even more space for storing different kinds of ammunition. And again, it's so rare that I just have to bring it up how it shouldn't be shocking, but it is, that a developer's listening to their community and giving feedback and giving us the features that the community is asking for. That is so rare in modern games. If you look at something like World of Warcraft, you consistently see where the community says, we want this, and Blizzard will go in and nerf it or take it away or completely destroy it, completely tone deaf to the people playing their game. And the community continues to be a shining example of what a gaming community should be. There's an active Discord where people come in, share tips, tricks, have parties to get together, share friends lists. There's groups who go around and review homes and talk about decorating tips. There's people with in-depth guides on where to find different things, how to complete the bundles, different quests. The information is there and it's strongly community driven. And again, you don't see a community like this very often in games. A lot of communities become overly toxic or overly negative. As a mainly Helldiver creator, I can tell you that a lot of the communities, especially like our Red Discord, became overwhelmed with memes, negativity, and terribleness, whereas the Palia community seems to still be a shining beacon of, hey, we're going to help you out and we're going to answer some questions. Don't get me wrong, there is still some negativity in there. There is still some spots that I would tell you to avoid, or people who, make the interactions not as great. But as a whole, the community is a huge plus for this game. Even after a year, those diehard fans are being helpful, they're being inviting, and they want more people to come experience a game that they enjoy. And the new content is a breath of fresh air. I know I touched on some of the new things that they added that were feature-wise, like quality of life, but they also added new crops, new rare plushies to hunt. I believe there's new fish, there's tons of new furniture, new bundles, new quests. Like, they have continually introduced more and more things to do, and especially things for people who want other things to do. I'll reference the plushie hunting here. The plushie hunting is a completely optional end game thing where you can go searching for plushies if you want to decorate your house with plushies. It's by no means required, so if you have no interest in it, you don't have to do it. But if you do want it, that content is there for you to do, and it's even better to do with friends or share with the community. So it's again driving home that we want a community, we want you to be online sort of idea with optional content that's an absolute blast for them to add. but that doesn't stop them from adding content for other people who enjoy the game in other ways. And I know I've given it a lot of praise already, and usually when you hear game reviews, you hear people say, but there's still cons or there's still bad, let's talk about the good and the bad. But I'm hard-pressed to think of anything bad about the game with all these additions. And don't get me wrong, there are still some flaws with the game. For example, when you try and play it on Switch, it is a much worse experience than playing it on a PC or like a mobile PC. Are there still bugs and glitches? Of course, there will always be bugs and glitches with online games. That's just a fact of life. But from when it launched to now, it's been nothing but steady improvement, great updates, and a lot of quality of life that the community was begging for. Which leads me to say, I can't think of a single reason to not recommend giving this game a try. Whether it's something that, again, you missed out on when it originally came out or didn't know about, or it's something you picked up and played for a little bit and now you're thinking, maybe I should go back, or, I'm craving that Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, life simulator, farming simulator sort of game. Palia is a great addition to that genre, and if you missed out on it, give it a try. The thing is, the game is free. And while yes, the cash shop has also expanded, they've added a lot of new costumes, they've added a lot of new things that people might not exactly be happy with. One of the main complaints I saw when I originally played with the cash shop was people were saying that it was very predatory or bad pricing, that the clothes were sold in different colors, so you had to buy the clothing 3 times over to get all the colors available. I wouldn't call the cash shop predatory. And again, it's a free-to-play game, so all that cash goes towards helping the developers continue to stay in business and continue to give these great updates that they're doing over and over again, which leads me to want to purchase some of the items. I know that, again, some people don't like the freemium model, some people would rather pay an upfront fee, but we can't change that, but we can engage in the cash shop if it's fair and it's good and doesn't impact the game. So far, there is still no pay to win, and the cash shop, I think, has added some really fun things for people to be able to customize if they want them, such as different skins for your tools, and a lot of different styles and varieties in clothing if you want to enjoy dressing your character up. As you can see from my boring character, of course, I have not purchased anything out of the cash shop yet. However, now that I've played the game more, and I'm giving it a positive review, I of course want to support the developers for all that hard work they put into it, and I will be purchasing something just to support them. I know that they've gone through a lot of layoffs recently. I know that's another negative worth bringing up, that some people are afraid that they're going to go out of business or that they're going to stop development here soon. And it's hard to say honestly if that's the case. And if I'm being completely honest, that's going to be the only reason why I would dissuade anyone from investing money into the game, is that I would never want to knowingly put someone to a situation where they're investing money into a game and then that game goes under and they lose that investment. For example, if the game goes out of business, say in 6 months, and shuts down the server, then yes, you contributed by buying some of those items. Yes, you might have gotten skins to help them, but if the server shut down, you no longer have access to those skins, and that's a bad situation to be in. So before you purchase anything, do know that that is a situation. I can't say that that's going to happen, but there is a lot of speculation that the producer of the game is in trouble. Or I guess developer is probably the more correct term. Even with that being said though, even if the game were to shut down in 6 months, 1 year, even if it was in 3 months, I still think it's a game worth experiencing, even if it's for a short period of time. I think that's something that a lot of games lack, honestly, nowadays, is that they're made to be played forever, and it's okay to not play a game forever. It's okay to enjoy the game for 1 or 2 months, experience the story, and experience parts of it that you want to experience and have fun with it, and then set it down, or if the servers get shut down, forcibly set it down and say, I enjoyed it for what it was, I enjoyed the experience for what it was, and now I can no longer play that, so I'm glad that I had the experience when I could. Now, there is one more major aspect of the game that I haven't even touched yet, and that is the true end game, which is decoration. And they are constantly adding more decorations. In fact, later this week, I think tomorrow, as of this video being made, we're going to get all new pirate customization. There's tons and tons of new buildings that they added. I believe they're working on or have already added second stories. You've got stairwells. You've got tons and tons of wallpaper. I just earned a moving wallpaper myself that I absolutely love because it's got little deer running across it. And if you enjoyed anything like Animal Crossing, decorating your island and moving villagers in and making sure that everything was pristine, I think there's at least 50 to 100 hours worth of content here if you're serious about decorating. And as I said, the community is really good about having different show off events or playing games. I know some people play hide and seeks on the plot, so they build their plot for places for people to hide in. You have people who build houses just for baking and cooking, doing like the old school cake parties. I even saw yesterday someone posted on the Discord, or maybe it was the Reddit, that they had 40 flow trees, which is like the end game material, and they made a huge party out of it. Say, hey, everyone come and get some. This is going to be an excellent community event, and that's a community-driven, wonderful event. So again, the end game of decoration, the end game of the community is so strong. And if you are interested in this at all, if any of this has sounded fun, go experience it while you can. This is truly a great game. It's still in beta, but they're improving it constantly, and I think it is worth checking out. If you have put it down, were bored with it, pick it up again, and if you never got to, experience it at least once. As always, if you've made it this far, I truly appreciate you listening. All the likes, subscribe, all that sort of spiel, please help me out. Have a blessed day.